Everybody, it is Brandon Foster, author of Confident AF, Unleash Your Inner Badass, and confidence coach of incredible badasses like you who want to create internal certainty so you can grow and scale your business in ways you've never imagined with God on your side. And today, I am so blessed to share an incredible client journey with you from our Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. Her name is Gina. Let's welcome Gina right now. Hi, Gina Boo.
Hello.
Oh, man. Gina, I am so excited to share your story today for two reasons. One, because I was the king of excuses and procrastinating. And that is something that I think we have shared in common as building our businesses. Um, and two, you and I also share something else in common, which is sometimes we can be better cheerleaders and encouragers for other people in their dreams than our own dreams. And I'm super excited for you all to share with everybody the transformation that you went through inside of Born to Slay. For starters, I would love for you to just share a little bit about your background and why you decided to join the program.
Sure. Yes, we definitely have all those things in common. Um, my background, I started in education. So my whole background was cheering other people on and, encouraging and being there for everyone and lighting a fire under everybody else. I was just looking for something. I'm like, I'm so used to lighting a fire under everyone. I need somebody to kind of do that for me. So realizing that and coming into this container has been absolutely wonderful since starting my travel business. I came in after I had the travel business going for about 3.5, 4 years. And I was kind of in a place where I was just ready to take it to the next level. I did have the procrastination issues and just trying to figure out, okay, I need to do what I know that is in me to do, and I just needed a little bit of help kind of pulling that out and being coached through that process, really.
Yeah. So when you say doing what I knew I could do, doing what I knew that I already knew how to do, explain how the program helped you to actually do that and what you mean by that.
Right. So I think a lot of it is the confidence side of things, right? And I'm very much a people person. I do have the tendency to procrastinate when I'm sitting by myself and trying to figure out how to motivate myself. And I think coming through the program and learning how to build my own confidence, how to forgive myself of, maybe I didn't get this done. That's okay. We're going to get it done tomorrow. How to even create a better to do list. And I love lists. And just even things like that, like things that I never thought would even come out of it, but has really, really helped build my confidence and just get me motivated and get me started with a lot less fear to get to where I know I have the ability to go and where I've always dreamed to go. And that I just started holding myself back. And this container has helped me kind of work through those things and say, what really is holding me back? Let's get to the core of that and let's open it up and kick the butt you can.
I love that. Yes, you're all about slaying inside.
That's it, right.
What was it like to invite God more inside of your business to help you? How did that help?
I think that was the biggest, um, learning curve for me. It wasn't something that was at the forefront of me. It was a belief of mine, but it wasn't something that, God was never present in what I did as far as my thoughts. And going through the co-creation piece and understanding that it's not me, it's me with God, and he's always there to help, and the confidence that that has brought and the ability to overcome a lot of the fears and overcome the what ifs. If I try this, what is, if it's not going to work, whatever, having that by my side and in my pocket, and having the affirmations that you gave me that revolve around the faith and putting God in my business has been a huge, huge help, and it's one that I never thought that it would be. So for me, like that just it wasn't something that I thought, oh well, this is what I need to help my business. And so it's been a really neat revelation for me going through the program that that's what has helped me a lot. I mean, just knowing that the affirmations are there and knowing that God is on my side and God is there to lean on when I know I can't do it all myself, but I'm not by myself always. I always have him there. So um, that has been priceless for me. It really, really has. And I never would have thought I would be at this point, but it's been super wonderful. And not only like even like with you, even the others that are in the like the container with us, like when we do the group calls, there's not always a lot of us. There's always like, 5, 6, 7, whatever there is, but it's like the a perfect number to where like other people are sharing that, right? We're all kind of like at different stages of that. And there are some people that, worked in a church and has that background. And then other people like me who are just learning that. And it was neat having everybody's perspective on that and everybody's different variations of where they were in their love and their devotion and kind of getting where they need to be. And that alone, that too was just super helpful to see everybody else's transformation as well as my own.
Ah, I love that. I love that
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh, me too. Like I never would have thought.
Yeah, I didn't think much about it either for a long time, dude. And I was like, why is this so hard? And
Right.
grace changes things, right? Free and unmerited favor. It really does change things. Um, Now, I want to talk about what I would consider some of your Goliath armor moments. You know that I'm a big proponent of celebrating wins because when we celebrate our wins, we realize how God has been faithful inside of our business. It creates new anchors for us to grow and helps us to get new levels of faith as we step out and believe what we can't see yet that we are building inside of our business. There's two things that stick out in my mind that I would love for you to elaborate on and also add other things that maybe I don't know about. But the two things that stick out in my mind is one, you had your highest sales months you've ever had inside of your business during this container. And two, that your business was thriving while you were a little preoccupied as any normal human would be with a move. Like moving is not like a out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, like you got to pack,
Mhm.
you got to unpack, you got to figure out where you're going to go. And you had I think you even had like a short-term place before you closed on the new place. So those were the two pieces that kind of have stuck out in my head, but I would love for you to elaborate on those and share any other wins that you're really grateful for that you experienced during our
Sure.
time.
Well, the house thing too, like that's huge because for me in the past, big life events and big things like that, like I would always see a huge dip in my sales, right? Because, and I don't know if I just use it as an excuse or whatever. It's kind of like, oh, well, I can't put the time in the business because the time has to go over here now. Right. So it's like I have the house or whatever else that it was going on in my life, in the past couple of years. But this one, going through born to slay while I was doing the move and having you back there coaching me saying, why would your sales dip? Like, why? Like there's no reason for that. Just because you have all this stuff going on doesn't mean your sales need to dip, doesn't mean that the stressors that are happening over here doesn't have to be a catalyst and make the business suffer. So I honestly I started the program December, and then January it just everything kind of took off while I was doing all of the life things. So just having, and I think having just the weekly calls and just the encouragement that's even coming through a Facebook Messenger, like just having that and having that maybe low moment like, oh my gosh, this is crazy and I have so much going on, and then I hear you come on a message and I'm like, okay, okay, that's it. That's right. I got this. So that has been super helpful. So like it's not only did I have a lot of things going, I had my biggest months during that stuff. So like I'm packing and I'm booking travel and I'm packing and I'm helping, my wonderful clients that are in Tokyo and need assistance. And I'm like, I can do all of the things. So yeah, it was super helpful. I was able to have, I think, through my host agency, they started this thing where they are recognizing people who've had the biggest growth from
Mhm.
year to year.
Yeah.
So while I was in this container, while I was doing the moving, 2 months out of the last five, I actually had the email saying, "Congratulations, you're one of the top 100 people in the host agency that have had the most growth over the last year." So for me, that's huge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so, and, it has built my confidence and, and not every month was perfect, right? So,
Yeah.
because it's never going to be. And I did have 1 month, and I think, we talked a lot about this too, sustaining it, right? So my big thing, it's like, okay, I've got this, and now I need to sustain it. So, I think that now is kind of where I'm at, and it's, I'm able to pull from the catalog of stuff that I've learned over the last 6 months to now help me go in and sustain these great numbers that I've had. I've also added a sub agent while we were doing all the things. So I mean, why not?
Those are incredible, and I really appreciate the honesty that you're now working on the consistency, right? And
Yeah,
it's something that even I still have to remind myself of and continually work on in newer and higher levels because I've always said that consistency of growth is consistency of mindset
hmm,
and sustaining sales is a sustaining mindset, but I'm going to do a new twist on that with you here today, which is
okay,
really about consistency in receiving God's love and grace inside of our business, a consistency of faith of what we can't see, and
right,
we're always putting our faith in something. And what can happen very easily because we're human beings is we start to receive the blessings. We have some really incredible months, and then we start to think with first curiosity, can we sustain this? Then doubt creeps in. Doubt opens the door to worry. And then we start to, without even realizing, we start to put our faith and it's not being sustainable.
right,
And we have to re anchor that faith. So, uh, I'm so proud of you. And the
thank
cool
you,
thing is you can't work on sustainability until you have the growth, until you see the impact, until you
right.
realize you can do it, then you can work on the consistency. So that's amazing. Now, one thing that I love that I never could have planned when I did this is the ripple effects that this container has in not just your business, but in different areas of your life. Share with me, and you can be as general or as specific as you want on just some areas of your life where you saw a ripple effect from this container.
Yeah, of course. And I even had, for me, my mindset has done a complete like 360. Like it has been so just such a array of sunshine in my life. I mean, even I have other travel advisor friends that we talk every day because we know when we're working as a party of one, we need as I especially me, I need as much connection as I can get. So
Yes.
we're always talking, and and I see them and I hear them saying the same things that I was, 6 months ago, and in the same headspace that I was 6 months ago, and I'm giving them all of the things that I have learned, like, as in the last 6 months, that has helped me get to where I am. And I'm just kind of regurgitating just the me being in the mindset that I am doing the work over the last 6 months. And they're even saying, oh my gosh, it's like, you know you get on here and you're almost a different person. You have such a different outlook on things. And And it really has done a wonders for not only me in the business, but me in my relationships, with friends, family, my husband. So everything's really, really shifted it for the better, for from just what I've learned and what I've put, from Born a Slay, what I'm able to move over into my relationships as well. So my husband and I's relationship is better. And we were going through the move, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a lot. We're going from like 2,400 square feet to like 1,200 square feet. I'm like, oh Lord, okay. So don't, let me don't hurt nobody. We're gonna have a great time. And I tell you what, timing divine was on my side, because it actually made our relationship stronger. So just learning, what I've learned, and having the different mindset and approaching situations from a different side, with a clear perspective, and not letting fear run my, run the way that I'm thinking. So it's helped me, and it's really neat when other people say it. When other people come to you and be like, "Wow, I've really noticed a change in you." Like my KPIs may say it, and my sales may say it, which is great as well, of course. But when other people say, "Wow, I've really noticed a change in you, and I've really noticed your outlook, and I've really noticed you, thinking about things differently, and saying things differently than you would have, and having a different mindset," it's cool. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's working. Look at me."
I love that. I love that. That, that. Now this is a little bit more of a selfish question because it's my part of the container. Secret to anybody, but I love the group coaching calls, but I
Mhm.
love the one-on-one calls.
Oh
And
yeah.
and they are hands down my favorite because I get to pour into you all as individuals and really custom tailor and just speak encouragement and love over y'all's life and business in ways that I can't do on a group coaching call, because it's a, I guess it's a safer environment, right? There's things you can share
Right.
on one call you can't share or don't want to share on the group coaching.
Definitely. Mhm.
But tell everybody what that experience was like for someone who, has never experienced a one-on-one coaching call with me before, who maybe has been encouraged through a podcast or a YouTube video. What is it like to have me as your one-on-one hype coach?
Oh my gosh. So I need the accountability piece. I need the piece of, you asking me the question and me to answer it. And you're like, no, you know the answer. I want you to dig deeper. So nobody has been able to do that for me, like, ever. So having that, just have the accountability, and having the let's go deeper into the next level of why. Right? So you gave me this surface answer, and I know there's more back there, and you just have the ability to get it out of me. Um, and then from there, it's great, because then that's when we have the affirmations come in. That's where, sometimes we're just saying a prayer. And that's when I'm able to receive everything that you're able to pour into me, which is usually a whole lot, because I always have a lot to say. And I just thrive off the encouragement, and thrive off of the way that you can come out with, I have these three things on my heart for you, and then you just come out with these like bombs of some kick butt information and wonderful affirmations and prayers, and I'm just like, where is this coming from? And it's just a true testament to you and your gift, and the gifts that God has given you. And knowing that, and it's nice that I can schedule the calls kind of like as I need them, and I'm like, okay, I need some Brandon, some dose of Brandon in my life at this point. And getting on there, and every time I get off a call, I'm like, all right, I got this.
You can schedule with flexibility as long as they're not before 10 a.m.
Right. Which is great, because I don't do anything before 10
Woo!
a.m. You know
Me
that.
My husband has meetings sometimes at like 8 or 9. I'm like, who does that? Like,
Right.
I cannot function before
No.
10 a.m. So much less like encouragement for people.
I
I
would love some 7 a.m. encouragement, Brandon. Come on.
yeah. I was listening to an old testimony that said, sometimes random pieces of encouragement at 8 a.m. I was like, oh, it's been a while since it's been 8 a.m. We can do 10, guys. We can do 10 o'clock. I love that. I also love that you said, God will put things on my heart because it is true. And I don't I would never be able to do this if I didn't rely on him to help me encourage all of you because he knows what y'all need to hear. And I don't take that lightly. I would love for you, this is so random and completely off script, but I would love for you to share the affirmation about the safety and the hug that I gave you that you wrote down before we.
Yes.
Do you mind just sharing that with everybody right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. I'm gonna read. I did we had just wrote this down.
Yeah.
Um one of what I call Brandon specials that has popped out. Um it says, "Thank you, God, that when I'm scared to receive the good you have for me, you hug me with love and safety." So, and I think a lot of times for me, you know, I think it's always being feeling safe and worthy to receive. So I think just having that affirmation is just is fantastic. And it just speaks to exactly what I needed. And it just like you just are like, here it comes. And then out comes those great words. Like it's fantastic.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Boo, I have to hear these reminders too. Faith comes from hearing, right? So I have
Right.
to hear these reminders too. So this is what I say. Whatever else is on your mind, what else is on your heart that people would really be encouraged to hear from you if they're thinking about working with me, thinking about joining this program? What's on your heart to say?
So, and I'm going to go back to the lovely procrastination piece because, when I joined about 6 months ago, it wasn't like, oh, there's Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and join. No, it was like I've known Brandon, and has had Brandon on my mind for a while. And he would post up on social media and I would see it and I would reach out and he would encourage me. He's like, you're gonna get there. I know you're gonna get there. And I procrastinated it. Sorry, my dogs. I procrastinated it and finally said yes. And it was the best decision that I've made. It took me a little bit too long to do it, I think, but it was all in God's timing. And that's something that I wouldn't have said probably 7 months ago or 6 months ago. But it is truly what it was. I mean, it was just something I needed. I was just kind of, I don't want to say stuck, but I was just going at that like just the base. And it gave me the catalyst that I needed to love myself and to get to where I know I could be. So I think, knowing, I think in your heart, like this is gonna be good for me. Like and this is what we've been through for the last 6 months. Like I know it's good for me. Just do it. So I think, it wasn't something that automatically was like this. It's really something that I thought about. It was really something that had been in my heart for a while. And I took that first initial step and got on the call with Brandon, with you. And it was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Um, and really like that's exactly what I needed. The timing was right. I was ready to put the work in and I think that's where it helped me the best, knowing that you know it's not just like, okay, I'm going to get a call and everything's going to be great. It's like putting the work in and understanding. So it's really changing wholeheartedly. It's changing from the inside out. It's not just like a surface level thing. It's kind of like I wanted to get as much out of it that I could. So it really has been, and it's so funny because, like, my family and stuff, they all know you. Like, they know of you because I'm like, "I have a Brandon call. It's Thursday, it's 3 o'clock. I have a Brandon call," or, and Brandon says this, and so everybody thinks they know you. So it's been that transformative in my life for not just the business, really for my whole life for the last 6 months. Like, I'm super grateful and would do it all again, and am going to do it all again.
Yeah, we're excited. I have more goodies in store for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart with everybody today and your perspective. A lot of people are where you were, thinking about that decision, curious, and hopefully today you've been able to encourage them and not hope. I know today that you were able to encourage them and reaffirm for them what this program can do. So thank you so much for that.
Can I add just one more thing? Sorry,
Yes.
I like to talk. So I think for me, what I was doing it was, I kept doing the professional development, like through the travel stuff, as far as like going to ASTA and going to my host agency's conferences and doing, another conference, Cruise World or whatever it was. And I was like, this is where, I'm going to get all of this stuff. And this is, where I'm going to be able to take my business to the next level. And sure, that helped. But what I needed from you was the opening to allow myself to take in all of those things. So by going ahead and saying, okay, instead of going to one of these conferences next year, I'm going to put it in, put the time and energy and money into myself in this way. So that way it can help me get what I need out of those conferences, because I was getting a lot out of them on one end, but I wasn't able to really get out of it what I could have because I was holding myself back on my mindset piece. So I just wanted to put that out there because I know I was one that I was like going to everything I could. I was like, no, I'm going to level up. I'm going to go to this conference. I'm going to go to that conference. I'm going to be badass. I'm going to know all of the things. And then it was kind of like, I did this and it just blew all of those other things that I was doing out of the water and put them all in perspective. Okay, now I have what I need internally to go to these things and get what I need out of them. I just needed to add that because that was a big piece for me.
I love that. And I remember too the Facebook post I posted that I think like pushed you over or kind of triggered you a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was and to be honest, it was on my own personal edge of like what can I say on social media that is honest and real. And it was y'all I don't remember exact my words, but it's like y'all be spending all this money on Asta River Cruise Expo, but y'all are afraid to invest in your own self and you can go to 10 times more Asta River Cruise Expos. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was something like that.
I think I wrote you back. I was like, damn, Brandon, why are you talking right to me?
I think you did because then on your call you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this instead of, and you exactly said instead of a river cruise expo. And by the way,
I was like, I've been there. It's not gotten me anywhere. I'm gonna do this now, and it was so much better.
And just to be clear, so Asta doesn't come after me. I think Asta River Cruise Expos are great.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I learned a lot from them, and I booked a couple river cruises, but like I was standing in my own way from booking more.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, Boo. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it so much. If you are interested in joining Born to Slay, the link will be down below so you can apply, as well as the links for all the other things, including my debut book, Confident AF, Unleash Your Inner Badass. Y'all have a beautiful day.